Hi, I'm Kristen Fisher, a holistic coach who blends mindset, spiritual, and energetic tools to help women release what's been keeping them stuck emotionally, physically, and mentally so they can move forward. Here's something most people don't realize. Every experience we go through sets off a cascade of physiological responses. Your heart rate goes up, your adrenaline starts pumping, you feel that shot of cortisol. Your body remembers everything. Every single experience you have gets stored, not just in your mind but in your nervous system. Sometimes that's a good thing, like when a smell of fresh baked cookies brings you back to baking with your grandmother, or when a song reminds you of your first concert. But what about when negative triggers happen? What about when your body goes into fight or flight just from going to the grocery store or dropping your kids off at school? What happens when our bodies get stuck in these patterns? Let me give you an example. You're 5 years old, you're waiting outside of school, the buses have left, the playground's empty, and your mom still isn't there. Your little brain starts spinning. Did she forget me? Did I do something wrong? I'm not important. She eventually shows up and gives you a hug. Everything is fine. Now, fast forward 30 years, your spouse is running late. You're suddenly anxious, angry, feeling disrespected, but you're not reacting in this moment. You're reacting as that 5-year-old back 30 years ago sitting on the curb waiting for their mom. This is what people don't always understand about trauma. It's not always these big T trauma events. There's something called little t trauma, the quiet emotional wounds that chip away at your sense of safety, worth, or your identity over time. It's the parent who only showed love when you were achieving something, the friend who ghosted you, the boss who constantly criticizes your work, or a spouse who shuts down emotionally. At the time, you might have brushed it off, but your body didn't. These moments get stored and can turn into patterns, and they quietly shape how you show up in the world. You might not call it trauma, but your nervous system does. And if you don't release these trapped emotions, then they can keep getting triggered over and over and over. These patterns can show up everywhere. Maybe you find yourself stuck in the same relationship dynamics, always feeling rejected or emotionally disconnected. Maybe you're working hard, but deep down you don't feel worthy of success. And somehow you will just keep self-sabotaging that progress. That's not just bad luck or you being too emotional. It's your subconscious doing its job to protect you and keep you safe. Dr. Bradley Nelson, who created the emotion code, explains that if you have a trapped emotion, you will attract more of this emotion into your life. And this is because emotions have a certain frequency, and like attracts like. So if you have sadness trapped in your body, you're going to attract situations that produce more sadness. Or rejection. You might keep drawing in situations that cause more feelings of rejection, like this self-fulfilling prophecy. And here's the thing, emotional trauma doesn't just stay emotional. It can start turning into physical health issues. Fatigue, brain fog, headaches, chronic pain, autoimmune flares. These can all be your body's way of screaming, of telling you to listen. Hey, something needs to change. Something needs to be released here. And this is where my work comes in. In a session with me, we're going to identify what your body's holding on to without you having to relive it or talk about it endlessly. I use muscle testing to pinpoint trapped emotions, limiting beliefs, and different energetic blocks. One technique I use uses a cold laser on different acupuncture points, meridian lines. This works kind of similar to acupuncture, where it just calms the body, release the stress. And then we rewire your brain and your body so that you don't just understand what happens, you can actually stop responding. This is gentle, but very powerful, and it's different than anything you've likely tried before. Most clients will feel lighter after just one session, more present, more calm, like something shifted. I know this because I lived it. I spent years doing talk therapy, meeting with different holistic practitioners, naturopaths, chiropractors, acupuncturists, and nothing really helped me understand what was going on or what my body was holding on to. These are the tools that help me have the biggest change. And that's why I share them now with other women. So if you've been feeling stuck in your health, in your emotions, in your relationships, it might be time to stop trying to think your way out of it and start helping your body feel safe enough to let go. If this resonated, hit subscribe so you don't miss future videos on how to release stored trauma and reset your nervous system. And if you know someone who needs to hear this, share it with her.